everyone, welcome back to Katarina's Garage. My name is Katarina Lloyd, and today actually I am here at Ipullupull. It is late July here, and I am going to be checking out some of the vehicles here, but as well I'm looking for something for my 81 Capri. Something that's just a generic thing that I can find in, honestly, a lot of pickups. So we'll see what I can find. Hopefully there's one loose around here, because I didn't bring any tools, but we'll see. So anyways, let's go check out some of the stuff. Like, for example, this really cool 1985 Pontiac Grand Prix. Now, what's interesting about this, so this is on the GMG body chassis, and very, very popular for modification and stuff like that. Now, the big question is, the rear frame rails actually look to be intact, which is rare, because a lot of the time, these rear frame rails, they get really bad and they just rust out. I mean, you can see a bunch of Bondo in this rear quarter and stuff and on that, but you know, so there is some rust in this, but honestly, it's in pretty good shape overall. And this one's actually one of their builders. So if you come down, you can actually potentially buy this vehicle if you have the money. You know, only $2,400, which is actually not a terrible price, to be honest, for a G-body Grand Prix. So if we continue on, actually something, this is a very rare vehicle. So normally, Toyota Camry, who cares? This is a Toyota Camry wagon, which is cool to see. Unfortunately, it's an automatic, but that's okay. You know, it's just a nice sort of daily vehicle, but you almost never ever see these. With, it's one of the most bulletproof vehicles ever made, period. And if you're looking for something that's just extremely, extremely reliable, something like this would actually be really good for you. And for $2,100, that's actually not a terrible price, considering I don't really see much rust on it. So, cool car, honestly. You know, and it's interesting because these two are still here. So this 1950 Meteor, which is Canadian only. Last time I was here about a month ago, it was for sale here as well. So nobody snatched this one up yet. Like I said, this is at Ipullupull in Edmonton. And actually, there's a random gas pedal down here. Or that might be a clutch pedal. No, I think that's a gas pedal. But anyway, so yeah, this Meteor, like, it needs glass on the side, and it's got a dent here, and you know, all this jazz. But it's actually in really good shape, and I'm surprised nobody has snatched this one up yet. Because really, for $1,900, you could not really go too much wrong with this, and it's actually in really good shape. You know, and even like the Studebaker, again, this was here last time too, this 57 Studebaker for $2,000. Now, this one, I can see why it's potentially still here, but at the same time, it's just like, it's a really cool car, to be honest. And Studebaker, they were an American manufacturer from, I believe, the 30s right up until mid-60s when they finally went out of business. So it's really cool to actually see one out and about. And this one, being a 57, like, it's just really neat. And you can see, you know, the interior is all tatty and stuff like that, but that's normal. All these basically 50s vehicles are getting an interior if they haven't been done already. So now over here we have Nova from about 66 or so, another four-door, unfortunately, but you know, like, it's still really cool. Chevy 2 300. So the 300 would have been the trim package on it, which I don't know the hierarchy of the trim on these, but this was, so GM made this to compete with the Ford Falcon as a sort of family runabout that is actually economical. So these would typically have an inline six. They could have a V8 later on as well, but it's really cool to see, actually. You know, really cool. You know, this Datsun, which, is this still a builder or is it gone now? Because I believe there was a motor in this last time I was here. I think this was a builder, but like, it's just so far gone. Like, there's nothing left of this car. Like, this should just be sent to the yard to see what other parts you can actually use off of it, which there's not much here you could use. because it's just like the floors are gone, the fenders are gone, the dash is okay. You know, it's got a steering wheel, pedals, and glass. That's basically all you got here. So it's really sad to see it in this state. But again, this was here last time too, and so was this Galaxy, but it's underneath the tarp, so not even gonna bother with that. So let's see what else we can find in this wonderful land of Ipullupull. So it's interesting actually walking around. A lot of the stuff that was here about a month ago is still here. So like this Celica right here, that was here. I believe that Jag was here, but I think it was more complete than that. But yeah, I need to find some trucks, and it doesn't really matter if it's Dodge or Ford or GM, but you know, because I'm trying to find one that'll just cup holders for my car, for my new 81 Capri, because it's just nice. And even like these cars were still here too. And so this actually was complete last time I was here. Now somebody chopped the entire front end of it off. Still has that inline six in there, you know, which that is let's see, is that integral? Yeah, so this is probably like a 140 or maybe a 170 or 144 or 170 cubic inch engine in this 63 Econoline, which, yeah, there's not much of it left, but it's really cool to see, to be honest. You know, that way. And again, the 66 Polara, this was here too. Like, a lot of these vehicles are here, and this one actually has the slant six in it. Which it has the one barrel on it too, which that slant six would not pull this thing along very well, to be honest. And it's kind of surprising to see a slant six in a Polara. Usually they had like a 318 or something along those lines. But, you know, there's still quite a bit of usable bits off this one, so I'm glad they haven't decided to crush it yet. Like, it's still got good taillights in it, and, you know, you've got, I mean, a little dent there, but actually half decent chrome. That piece is salvageable, that one's bent. But really, like, this thing could have potentially been, like, salvaged, and somebody could have restored it. But that's not into the junkyard, and I understand. It's a four-door Polara. A lot of people just don't care about the four doors as much, right? And, you know, we continue on here. This is a Meteor, I believe, which it's interesting because the Meteor brand was Canadian only, and due to taxation purposes, basically rebadged Mercuries for the Canadian market. And honestly, it's just quite cool to see. And it's always interesting that you see for sale, yet they're in the junkyard now. So, you know, this one has a V8 in it of some description. Can't really tell what it is. Distributor's been taken out of it. But, you know, again, just a lot of usable bits, and it's just really cool to see. And being a two-door, like, it is kind of sad that's in here, but at least somebody can use the parts, and it's not just going to go get crushed, right? Because there's still a bunch of usable bits off that. So, and here we have a Comet from 1968. Well, it says Comet, but is it a Comet? Because I thought the Comet was a bigger car than this, but maybe it is. Because it's interesting, the Comet went from compact to mid-size back to compact again later on. And this one, yep, has that same inline six, which, again, this could be, like I said, a 144, probably a 170, maybe a 200. It's not a 250 though, because easy way to tell is you look at the water pump here, and where is the water pump actually on this one? There it is. Because you count how many bolts there are holding it in, which there's 1, 2, yeah, only 3. So that is not a 250, definitely, that was swapped in. So yeah, honestly, just really cool. And now I don't remember if this, because this is a Packard, isn't it? Yeah, Packard Clipper, I think. Yep, Packard Clipper. So this is honestly really cool. And Packard, they actually were a prominent name through the 30s and even the 20s. However, by this time, they started to really wane on they didn't have the money to really keep developing all the really cool stuff that they used to make and stuff like that, and try to keep ahead of the big three. And as such, they went out of business not long after this was actually made. Because this is a, what does it say on it? A 56. I think Packard stopped in 58 or 1960, I believe. So, really cool to see. Lots of rare usable bits on this. And, you know, just kind of cool to see around. We continue on here, you know, again, through all these full size, which I've been through these before. It was about a month ago. You know, another, like about a 63 or so Dodge or Chrysler. Maybe even a Plymouth. It says Chrysler New Yorker 64. So there you go. Under the hood, this could be a few different things. Judging by the distributor up front, it's a big block. And whether or not it is it could be a 413. It might be an RB, like a 361. I don't really know how to tell, to be honest. So, but it's really, really cool. And just a little tatty, but a lot of still very rare usable parts on this. So, again, Ipullupull here in Edmonton. You know, like just all these really, really cool things. Like, I'm not going to make this a super long video because I still need to go home today. So, I'm going to make it a little brief. But, yeah, just even like check this thing out, you know. Early 50s Chrysler. This would be like a 51, 52 somewhere in there. Probably a New Yorker or something along those lines. It says New Yorker on it. It says 56. Really? No. I think they've got that wrong, to be honest. Just because they would have changed to a different body style than this. This looks like 48 to like 53 or 54-ish. But I could be wrong. Look at all this freaking nest back here. Just ridiculous, right? But, you know, welcome to critters getting into your vehicles. So, yeah. You know, this is really cool. And this is a Galaxy, isn't it? I think so. With those taillights in it. And this one, actually, you know, still, well, it says Ford XL, which technically I think that was a model as well. That would have been the base of the Galaxy. Technically, you know. Nice little small block up here that's seen better days. But and what's interesting, because these early carburetors, is they're actually in half decent shape, which, like, so the choke still functions. And this one that's actually been converted to an electric choke, because that would not have been original to this. I'll tell you that right now. It would have been a manual choke, almost guaranteed, or a heat riser choke. So, which this doesn't have. But yeah, this is a 66 or 67, just due to the nose on it. And it's honestly just really, really cool. So what's really amazing is I've looked through about 20 or 30 trucks and still haven't found what I'm looking for yet. Which these things honestly are quite common. And like, yeah, I could go buy one from like Canadian Tire for like 40 bucks, but I'd much rather spend like $5 and get one used at a junkyard if I can find it. But honestly, I'm just striking. Oh wait, hang on. We might have a winner. We might have a winner. I don't know how well this one's gonna work though. Yeah, no, that's gonna be shite, to be honest. I can modify it, because the one thing is with this one that kind of just sucks a lot. For one, it sits really high up, which I'm not a fan of, but also, like, these aren't deep at all. Like, I could cut this up and make that a little better, I suppose, but no. That is a possible. We'll look back at that later. So something like that. It's nice and small too, but I don't know if that's low profile enough either, because I need it high up front but low in the back. So, already striking out. But actually, ooh, cool old international truck here. I don't remember this being here last time I was here. It's got the international V8 in it. Whatever V8 it is, because they had a couple. They had a 345. They had a 390 or 392, which this one does not. But like, it's kind of sad that this truck is actually in the junkyard, because it's actually, like, this is a very salvageable truck. Like, why is it here? Genuinely, why is this here? Like, okay, rust back here, sure, a little bit, but actually, like, okay, and it needs a rocker. Here, why is this in the junkyard? Genuinely. I've sold far worse vehicles than this. Actually, the International that I sold was in a lot worse shape than this one. It was like folding in half. I still got money for it, for somebody that just wanted parts for it, from it. This is actually a truck that somebody could, without spending a ton of money, could probably get this thing back on the road without too much trouble. Now it's interesting, walking around here and just looking at the parts in the back of trucks and everything. This happens to be in the back of like a 76 F250. That is a Fox body hubcap. I actually have a set of those on for my winter wheels, to be honest. So that's interesting to see, actually. And you've got, you know, this crossover pipe here for exhaust and stuff. Like, that's the one thing, you can buy miscellaneous exhaust pieces here too. That's kind of the cool part. Like, yeah, you'll never get a catalytic converter out of these people because they've already cut them out and they're sold off, right? So, but other exhausts like that, you know, is around. Like even this old International with the inline 6 in it, this is really cool. And again, this was here last time too, so I'm not surprised though. This is one that parts are gonna be harder for it. And actually, is that an International door here in the corner? Yep, that is the door to this International truck right here. That's the passenger door. So why is it in the corner there? Unless if somebody just wanted to hide it because they need it, and the other door's right here. So that's interesting. So if anybody needs doors, they're here for a 60s International here. This would be like a 62, 63, somewhere in there. So honestly, pretty cool to see. So I'm striking out other than that one piece, but we'll check some other vehicles. See now, and the one thing is, when you're looking for like cup holders like that out of the junkyard, just some nice cubby with cup holders, the thing is, you typically want to look in older vehicles. Although, hang on a minute, we might have a winner here. Is this? It's connected to the freaking thing. Never mind. I can't use that. Damn. Because that's just one of these things. I just want to kind of put it in there. If there is an ability to mount it. If not, leave it. Right? And like that other one that I saw could potentially work. But even like, you know, something like this Ram Charger actually could be a good shout. Oh, this was on propane. That is a 318 or a 360 that was on propane. It's sad to see, you know, something like this in the junkyard, but it happens, right? And this one, like, it's a little, so in a little rougher shape, and these Ram Chargers do not get the love that they deserve. Plus, I mean, look at this tailgate, which, yeah, like, these tailgates are fiberglass, right? So you can see how it just broke like that. That is sad. It's an 85. Pretty sad. Still a bunch of usable bits on it, but, you know, nothing that I can use, though. You know, now it's interesting when you see a truck like this, because, okay, Dodge, pickup, you know, some people care, some people don't. I like them. You know, it actually has a really nice seat in it. I mean, little tearing there, but actually pretty good shape overall. And what's interesting, you look at the back of this, MSD ignition. So if it's still there, and it actually says, you know, K&N air filter, that's probably all gone by now is my guess. You know, and something racing over there. So when you see stuff like this at the junkyard, if it's coming in right away, you have to immediately go look and try and snatch some of those parts off, because otherwise, you know, they're cheap ways to get some of those parts. Now, sometimes those parts don't work and it's not worth it, but you never know, right? It's always worth just coming and check it out. And a lot of the time you can get warranty on this stuff too. So from the junkyard, it's kind of cool. Still no cup holders. I'm really only gonna find that one, which is not even that great, because I'd much rather just not take that, to be honest, because it's just not deep at all, right? Yeah, let's just continue on here. Success. This is low profile enough, and actually it looks like that it's deep enough to where the drinks won't fall out. I do have two different sizes for that, which I don't know why they do that. Why don't they just do both of them the same size? But yay. got what I needed here. So yeah, that wasn't too bad. I'm just surprised it took that long. Now, I kind of did damage it coming out, but nah, that's fine. I didn't bring any tools with me. I didn't even realize it was screwed down. Like, the one is here, the other one was there, and it just ripped out and stayed on the floor. But that's okay. It's not really for looks, just functionality, and this will not, they will not charge me much for this, so that will do the trick. So yeah, honestly, it's just, I love coming to the junkyard, seeing what you can see. Unfortunately, like, a lot of the really cool stuff is still the same really cool stuff that was here last time. So, you know, but that's the one thing, is that you never know what you're actually gonna find in the junkyard, because you can actually get some decent deals on stuff in the future here. And like, there are some really rare parts. Like, even look, there's a G body right here, right here. I think it's a G body anyways. I think this is a Cutlass, unless if it's like a Delta, but I don't think so. It looks a little too small for that. Let's see, is it what I think it is? There you go, 85 Oldsmobile Cutlass. So a lot of the parts that, not that there's much left of this, but a lot of parts from this would actually interchange with that Grand Prix out front. So, you know, and that's the beauty of the G bodies, that just about everything is kind of universal with them. So really cool. And like, in the G bodies, they're known for, like, you know, the Regal T-Type and the Grand National and the Buick GNX. But don't forget, there were some other ones, like the Grand Prix is one of my favorites, to be honest. Like that thing out front. Like, that'd be something I'd be interested in if I had the money for it, but I just don't. So yeah, like, it's something that was here last time too, is this old Oldsmobile in the corner. He's pretty sure it's an Olds. Yeah, it is. It's like a Olds 98, if I remember correctly. And, you know, it's still a lot of the parts are here. I don't even know if this has really been touched since I was last year. I can't remember though. But, you know. Oh, well, it had a motor in it last time I was here. There's no longer a motor here. And I believe there's a hood on it too, so that's gone too. So there were some bits taken off of this Oldsmobile. So, you know, it's just really cool. And, you know, you'll find, especially in, because Ipullupull, while it is a, you know, a chain place, it's surprising how many classics it'll actually carry. Because there is a lot of junkyards that will no longer carry classics, and it's kind of sad, because sometimes it's just really hard to find what we really, really need for anything. So yeah, just one of those deals. But anyways, I'm getting a little tired here. It's been an exhausting couple days, plus I still have to drive home today, so hope you guys did enjoy. Please like, comment, subscribe, all that different jazz, and stay tuned for the next one. Bye!